What is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we are going to be getting Ralph Samson without spending any money here in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM. Now, there is a disclaimer that is worth noting, I think, and that is that I did have to spend a significant chunk of MT to get this card, although I think I spent more than I actually needed to, which is my mistake. That being said, I just completed the final challenge of the draft class challenges, which means I get this GOAT event piece as well as one final Invincible piece just from these 15 challenges that 2K dropped on Wednesday, yesterday, I guess, the day of the draft. We were able to get 15 Invincible pieces and a GOAT piece, which is 17 of the 25 pieces that you need for Ralph Samson. In addition to all these other pieces, you can get 4 more Invincible pieces from these challenges. You could get a GOAT piece from the locker code as well as a GOAT piece from the Triple Threat Park win streak. And all of that combined just off of those pieces is 25 pieces just from that. In addition to the King of the Court pieces that you could get, which were 100 overall pieces, just 1 for playing 3 games, in addition to 2 for getting top 50%. I think it was an Invincible piece for top 10% and a GOAT piece for top 1%, like 5 GOAT pieces for winning, I think is what it was, based on King of the Court. So if you played your King of the Court games, that was a couple more pieces you could get. And then obviously I think a lot of people have opened MT for pieces. They've opened maybe a Hoff box or super packs or things of that nature, and so you could have gotten other pieces as well from that. But point being, there were for free just over 25 Invincible pieces that were available for free. Now, with that being said, if you spent pieces on Dikembe Mutombo or Kenyon Martin or somebody along those lines from this festival, then you probably do not have enough pieces for Ralph Samson exclusively for free, which is actually the case for myself as well. I did not have enough pieces for Ralph Samson, so I didn't think I was going to be able to get him, but I decided today that I wanted to get him for a video. So speaking of, right here, we'll just exchange Ralph, this Invincible piece right there for Ralph. That's 1 of 25. But I looked and I saw that, I don't forget exactly how many event pieces I thought I needed. I have 24 right here, plus 20. I have 24 Invincible pieces right here, plus the one that I just put in Ralph Samson. That's 25. And then I have some extra pieces too, 400 overall pieces, 20 Dark Matter pieces. I thought I needed more pieces than I did. I somehow did my math wrong. And so I opened too many packs. I have more pieces than I actually need now for Ralph Samson, which is unfortunate. That being said, out of the 1.6 million MT that I spent on packs, out of which I think I pulled 6 Invincible pieces equivalent total. So you're not going to get very many pieces opening MT packs. It's just the top tier cards are very rare out of MT singles. But I was able to get, and if you watched my video earlier, I pulled GOAT Oscar and Invincible Ben Simmons out of that 1.6 million MT, which I would never recommend opening MT packs, especially if you're trying to make MT. It's a terrible idea. You're very rarely going to make MT. But I did wind up getting super lucky, which actually wound up working out great. And that being said, I actually sold my Oscar. So for 625,000 MT, that is a lot of MT right there. That's a big chunk of what I pulled just right there. And then obviously I have Invincible Ben as well, who I could sell and would make actual profit in addition to the Invincible pieces that we got. But with that being said, I do have a few too many pieces, so I may go exchange some pieces for MT or something like that. For all of these exchanges, in addition to the challenges for Ralph Samson, they expire Monday morning when content would come out at, so basically 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific on Monday morning. So if you haven't completed things yet, you do still have 3 more days basically to do it, but make sure you're getting it done and prioritizing it. The same can be said for exchanging your pieces, whether it comes to breaking down event pieces or festival pieces or whatever that's the case may be. You have for all of the challenges, the draft festival, festival champions, and summer festival challenges or exchanges and pieces, you have 3 days and 12 hours left for that. So that is going to definitely need to be a priority if you are trying to get pieces and rewards and things. And the non-player rewards expire Friday morning. So by the time a lot of y'all see this video, they will already have expired. So if there were like non-player exchanges you were wanting to do, like the Dikembe Duo exchange, for example, that's going to be, it could be expired by when Season 8 comes out. So make sure you get that done as well, because I'm posting this video late on Thursday night. That being said, we do have enough pieces for Ralph Samson, so we are going to wind up adding him to the team. I will have a different video dropping later on this weekend where we will debut both Ralph Samson and Ben Simmons in Tier 1 Showdown. But that will be another video. We got to just get Ralph Samson in this video as well. But again, he was absolutely entirely attainable for free if you grinded all the challenges that were available basically and didn't spend your pieces on other rewards. But I think a lot of people did, and if that's you, I get it if you had to spend a little bit of MT or even a little bit of money to get Ralph Samson. I know there are people out there who probably did that, and while I'm not personally at this point in the year a big proponent for spending money, and I didn't have to spend any money obviously because I had spare MT on my account, and I actually spent more MT than I needed to because I'm dumb. But point being, if you had to do that, I do understand, but I hope y'all were able to get Ralph Samson if you wanted him, because he is, I mean, this card is about as end game as an end game card gets at this point in the year. It's just absolutely spectacular. 7'4" with 99 everything. I mean, that's one of the best cards in my team, period. And being able to get him for free is pretty exciting, especially considering he's power forward eligible too. I mean, that is just absolutely insane. This card is so good, and this team is really looking pretty crazy at this point, to be honest, which is pretty nice. It's obviously nice to have a very good squad. So with that being said, Ralph Samson, huge upgrade to the team. Really excited to add this card. He is a dog, and I did not think he was going to be attainable at all in this festival. So I gotta say, 2K dropping all the challenges they did and making this card attainable, making every other reward basically besides Paulo Banchero and Akeem Olajuwon attainable for free is a big W. I just wish they'd done it earlier in the festival, because I feel bad for all the people who spent their pieces on things like Dikembe or whatever it may be because they felt they weren't going to be able to get Ralph Samson, and then he comes out and he's attainable for free and people aren't able to get him anymore because they already spent their pieces. That feels intentional by 2K. And it's kind of scummy because it 100% was intentional, because it got people to spend more money on like Hoff boxes and things like that, right? People bought Hoff boxes or super packs or things like that because it guarantees pieces, and they needed pieces for Ralph Samson, which it's understandable if you did that. And I'm not shaming anybody who did, but it is unfortunate that that's how 2K decided to do this. Obviously that would be something they would do intentionally to make money. But I mean, look, I get it. This card's insane. It's a 7'4" power forward with Colin Sexton upper, an incredible jump shot, Pro 2 fade. He may not have the greatest movement in the world, but rush dribble style Kemba escape is like, just by itself, that's something. This card is, he's extremely good. And as soon as I saw that he was available for free, I was kind of like, oh, not to mention as well, he's got Trey behind the back. Duh, I forgot to mention that as well. He doesn't have a hezzy, but come on, he's 7'4" with a good escape, a good behind the back, and an okay dribble style and 99 speed. Like, this is one of the most broken cards in the game. So I hope y'all were able to get him. I hope y'all were able to get him for free, especially if you were one of those people who saved your pieces. You probably feel like a genius right now. And hopefully 2K also decides to do the GOAT festival throughout season 8 somewhat like this, where a lot of players are actually relatively attainable and there's a lot of challenges and things like that, so that people can add top tier cards to their team. I would recommend for the GOAT festival saving your pieces. Don't spend them immediately. Save them and wait and see how the festival is going to unfold in season 8. That would be my recommendation, to save you something like this happening again, because I know there are a lot of people out there who got burnt by these Ralph Samson pieces coming out late, which is a shame. But with that being said, I'm very excited to have added the card, and I hope y'all did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.